Hey guys, I want to talk to you for just a minute about how I actually design the garden. Of course, we do this in the springtime, and when we started, we were working with a garden plot that had already been tilled. It wasn't a new space. So we had plenty of room that had already been tilled, but I wanted to do raised beds with walkways in between because I find that you get better product out of the raised beds. So what we did is we tilled the entire area all the way up the cornfield and down this way, and this is what a garden looks like in the late fall. Things are beginning to, or late summer, things are beginning to die a little bit, that sort of thing. But we tilled this area, and then we created walkways. So right here we've got, sorry guys. So here's one walkway, and here's another walkway. And what we did is we just kind of measured the distance apart, and then we shoveled the dirt up into a bed, a raised bed. And since then, what we've done is just till the bed, and then anything that falls into the middle, we shovel that back up. And when I say we, I should really say my dad, because he's the one that does most of that work. He's the heavyweight on that. So what happens then is we put grass clippings down in between the rows, and that keeps the rows free of any type of weeds or that sort of thing coming up. It's really helpful. And then what we do to water, once the plants are up this big, and you can see the squashes actually come into the row. So what we actually do to water is we just run a water hose, you see that water hose there, into the middle of the walkway, and it will throw water down this aisle, and it will seep into the rows on either side. And that is very helpful, so that we're not having to have an overhead, and potentially, especially with as tall as everything is, it's tricky to get an overhead water. So it's been kind of dry here, so I'm watering everything today. And anyway, and then in the beds, I generally do 3 rows of every plant. So for instance, you're looking at the green bean row, and there's actually the green bean bed, there's 3 rows of beans across through that. Now in the okra, there's only 2. So if you look kind of down there, there's 2. But over there where the sweet potatoes are, there's 3. I think in the peppers they're diagonally 2, and the same thing in the tomatoes. But nonetheless, we get quite a lot of yield, as you've seen, and we get quite a lot of yield out of that. So anyway, just wanted to kind of give you an overview of how we design the garden. And then of course the cornfield, we just till it as normal and plant it as normal, and this year we got an incredible harvest out of it. We've got over 80, by the time it's sitting down, over 80 quarts of corn came out of the garden. So yeah, great yield that way. Anyway, thanks for watching, and this is Gardening 101.